It's December 20th and I should honestly be on vocal rest because I've had this throat infection since early November and it keeps going and going and going, but somehow I have once again conjured it up, so it's back. It's been back since yesterday. My throat hurts a lot when I speak, which is great because I want to edit the vlog today and I have to record a voiceover, and I also have plans for the evening with a couple of friends where we'll not be drinking alcohol, I guess, because alcohol obviously makes it worse. So I've got some more errands to run. I've got to get one last missing Christmas present. I've got to get some groceries just to have a little less stress after Christmas, because I'm gonna leave to see my family on the 22nd anyway. And I also kind of want to go to Muji because they have these New Year's trinkets in limited quantities. I'm gonna have to see if I can manage to do that because that's the other way. Another goal is to get wool because I want to start working on a crochet project during the holidays. And so far I have not succeeded, which is so random because all I want is like really regular white wool, but wild hair day today, but I love it. There's volume in it again, beating the balding accusations. Hello again. I've been successful with my trips. I'm back from my second shopping trip now. Took a little break in between and had lunch. Here's what I got. I did take this second trip to Muji just now to get the little 2026 fortune trinkets. They call them Lucky Mascot in Japan. At the beginning of this year, I got a Daruma and it worked so well. My wish did come true. I did color in the second eye just now and it just felt like such a lovely companion to have throughout the year. So I got two of these because I've got a little one-on-one New Year's Eve celebration planned, and I think it would be cute to just have a look inside the boxes then. The great thing is they also come with a 20 € voucher, like each of them. So basically they were only 26 cents once you've used the voucher. So yeah, I've got to hold on to these. Then prior to that, I was on a mission to grab the final Christmas present I was still missing. To be fair, I was hoping I would also find another little trinket for someone else, but it didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to. Oh, I should trim my fringe a little bit in the near future. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe before I wash it again, we will see. Yeah, ooh, it's a bit long. It's poking in the eyes. I'm not going to show you the present because this is going up before Christmas, I would hope. But yeah, I was also on a mission to acquire white wool, as previously mentioned, and I did manage to finally do that, so I can get started on a project for a friend over the holidays. And I grabbed these baubles, these star-shaped ones, because they already had 50% off on all Christmas decoration. And I also grabbed a little cross-stitch set because next year I want to get into cross-stitch. Not necessarily so that I can do this kind of stuff, but many moons ago I acquired a vintage Ferrari F1 jacket. But like when I say vintage, I mean vintage in the sense of you can tell it's really old because it has lived a full life. It is really run down. And I've already managed to remove quite a few stains from it. But yeah, it's really stained and there are holes in it, like burn holes. It's ripped. The zipper doesn't really have a thing you can hold on to pull it up anymore. So yeah, in a way it's a big project. But I really like it because it's not, you know, that typical vintage design that's just, you know, by now a mass-produced ripoff of an actual vintage design. My big plan to make it more wearable again and to also make it maybe a little cooler even is to learn cross-stitch and then stitch stuff onto it, I guess. And yeah, before I can dare to actually do that on the jacket though, I need something to practice on, so I got this. And then I had a very embarrassing moment. I wanted to buy this ball of yarn because it looks super similar to the yarn I've been using for a very long time, but I'm all out of it. It's not the same, but it looks very similar. You know what, maybe it is the same and they're now selling it under a different brand name. I'm currently still working on a skirt and I am afraid that it's going to run out and the skirt is going to be too short. So this felt, you know, heaven sent. There was no price anywhere to be found, but I thought, it's a banana, what can it cost? $10? This one single ball of yarn, which is just alpaca and polyamide, so like alpaca and artificial fiber. This single ball of yarn cost me €20.99, and when the cashier scanned it, I had a Jacob Elordi moment, if you recall. His, I think it was like the GQ 10 Things You Can't Live Without video. There's a clip where he mentions like a tote bag he got at a museum and it didn't have a price anywhere, so then when he got to the till it turned out to be more expensive than he would have liked it to be, but he was too shy and polite to actually say that he's not gonna take it now. And yeah, that happened to me. So now I have a €21 ball of yarn, just in case, not to mention this is just in case I run out of the other one. But yeah, I'm very, very certain that I will, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, that's going to be one expensive skirt at this point. So that's fab. I'm going to meet up with a couple of friends later for one more Christmas market. But prior to that, I'm now thinking maybe I can still make one last batch of Christmas cookies and I'm going to make them my own creation. I mean, I keep claiming I'm such a good baker, I could do bake off, but like, where are like recipes that I've come up with myself in my head? So I'm totally not just doing that because I lack ingredients for all the other cookie recipes I know. No. Yeah, I absolutely am. But yeah, before that I think I have to check in with you on the cookies I made last week. This is the finished result of I biscotti della nonna. They taste okay. That's just a really simple buttery cookie though, I'd say. I dipped them in somewhat dark chocolate just to add a little bit more flavor. I think if I make this recipe again, I will add like some sort of vanilla or rum or whatever because it's just not a very flavorful cookie. But yeah, here they are. And yeah, I don't know, I'm not that happy with them. Like, they don't look that appealing. And I think that's why I have the urge to still make some sort of cookie. And I mean, for that I could also use the leftover chocolate to pour on top. So yeah, I'm gonna do the dishes and then I might just do that. Allora, let's just play around a bit. Let's see what we end up with. Let's start with brown cane sugar, about 100 grams. I guess this is going to be the main star of the show. And let's do butter, 150. Once again, pre-melted in the oven. Okay, 200 grams of flour, and I'm once again measuring that out in a separate bowl because I'm gonna sieve it in. Wow, it's not a lot left. You can't see. You literally can't see. Just like my face. Ew. What the fuck is that? That wasn't my flour. Yikes. Okay. Time to remove these. I'm also gonna add straight away. Allora. I'm gonna add a little cinnamon. And a little extra. A knife's tip. That's what we use as measurements here. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of cardamom. Or not, because it's not even open. Maybe there's a reason for that. Ooh. Oh, it's so strong. I don't know. A tiny bit. Okay. Truly the tiniest sprinkle. And we need a little bit of baking powder. To be exact, we need 1 teaspoon, but like this, as flat as possible. Smells really bad. Now we're gonna add 2 eggs. And also my camera's about to die. So that's promising. I'm not filming this beautifully as I filmed the other cookies. Beautifully in quotation marks. But maybe that's for the better. Maybe that speaks for itself, you know. Okay, the vanilla smells really bad, so I'm kind of scared. But yeah, I'm just gonna mix it with my hand. Because why not? I'm already disgusted, I'm already grossed out, I might as well. Ew. Okay, we've ended up with a decent looking dough. Here it is. I think it looks pretty good. The thing is, what I've got planned now could make or break this, because I wanna pipe it onto the trays. I have never been able to pipe anything ever with like a professional piping bag. It would always break. So I'm just gonna try my best with the unprofessional method now, because it doesn't really matter anyhow. Let's just try and see if it works, I guess. I guess I'm supposed to put the whole thing in there, aren't you? Straight away. I think it makes more sense to put the whole thing in, right? Have it like really tight, yeah? Okay. And now we're cutting this tip. It's not coming off, so that's a strong start. Oh, but there is a hole. Let's see. Well, this needs to go, because this is super irritating otherwise. This little piece of plastic just won't come off, man. That's why we all hate plastic, isn't it? Whatever. Let's just try to pipe. I could hold on to it, I guess. Ooh! Oh, it's working. It's working quite well. Okay. This is our first attempt. I think that looks really good. Like, it's got no nice imprint on it, like our usual cookies that we make in this way have. But I think this is working quite nicely. Just wish the plastic was gone. Okay, we got it. Well, if these cookies are good, this is also going to be my reference for the recipe, so... I'm also only now preheating the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, because... Ooh, it's getting thicker. I guess the opening is getting thicker. But yeah, I'm only now preheating it because I don't want these to go in straight away. I want them to have some time to just set. Yeah, this one's really big. This one's like chunky. Well, it's okay. They can be bigger, I guess. This is what we're dealing with right now. It once again looks super messy and chaotic. Well, I think these are going to be good. I do think these are going to be good. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, the first tray is in the oven, and I think what's really important about these cookies is that I just have to accept the fact that none of these are going to be super beautiful. They're not going to be visually appealing because this is my first time piping cookie dough out of a piping bag more or less successfully. And it's just going to be about the flavor, and that's okay because the dough tastes really good. So I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm just going to see how this first tray turns out, and then maybe I'll stop piping and I'll just put like, I don't know, little balls of dough on there. Have them be more cookie-like because I've got a lot of those on this current tray. Yeah, see, this one's totally gonna burn to death next to this one, so I don't really know what to do about that yet. I'm just gonna keep an eye out. We'll see! I'll keep you posted how it all ends up. Okay, so they were in the oven for 15 minutes in total, and they actually all look pretty decent, I'd say. Dipped in chocolate, I think that's gonna be proper tea biscuit vibe. Just for the entire year. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad at all. I completely forgot to show off the finished result in terms of the new cookies. So this is one of the old ones, one of the biscotti della nonna. But yeah, that's what became of my second little batch. They're not really nicely decorated because I had to use what I still had left, so sometimes I would dip them in a little weirdly. And obviously they don't really look like conventional Christmas cookies, but that wasn't really the idea behind them, so it's fine. I feel like they're more like tea biscuits, and they taste really good, so if you'd like to copy that recipe, be my guest. I find it works best if you just form them into little balls, really, but like, obviously you can do as you please. If you like prefer this sort of shape, I'd pipe it. You could probably pipe it really nicely, like with intricate structure as well. I do think that would work for that sort of dough. So yeah, honestly, 10/10, will make them again. Can only recommend copying the recipe. Still good. It's January and they're still good. I have some without chocolate as well because I ran out of chocolate coating. And those are also really tasty, but I do think having like a thin chocolate coating really adds to it. If you're into chocolate, obviously.